God. Okay.
Yeah. Purport. The Vedic sacrifice known as Jyotistoma is also Krishna, and he is also the Mahayajna mentioned in the Smriti. The oblations offered to the Pitraloka, or the sacrifice performed to please the Pitraloka, considered as a kind of drug in the form of clarified butter, is also Krishna. The mantras chanted in this connection are also Krishna, and many other commodities made with milk products for offering in the sacrifices are also Krishna. The fire is also Krishna because fire is one of the five material elements and is therefore claimed as the separated energy of Krishna. In other words, the Vedic sacrifices recommended in the Karma Kanda division of the Vedas are in total are also Krishna. Or, in other words, those who are engaged in rendering devotional service unto Krishna are to be understood to have performed all the sacrifices recommended in the Vedas.
Hmm. So what do we understand? What is Krishna saying?
That he's also in the he's the Mahayajna also, and all the things which are offered in the he's that also.
Yeah. Also the mantras that are chanted.
Also the mantras, yes.
Yeah, all are Krishna.
And
So
all the five material elements also is the separated energy of Krishna.
yeah. So also then Prabhupada is saying that means the devotees who are engaging in devotional service means they performed all these Vedic sacrifices. Mm. Okay, let's go to the next one then.
Text 17. Pitaham asya yagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara raksama yajur ivacha. Translation. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also Rig, the Sama, and the Yajurvedas. Purport. The entire cosmic manifestations, moving and non moving, are manifested by different activities of Krishna's energy. In the material existence, we create different relationships with different living entities who are nothing but Krishna's marginal energy. Under the creation of Prakriti, some of them appear as our father, mother, grandfather, creator, etc., but actually they are parts and parcels of Krishna. As such, these living entities, who appear to be our father, mother, etc., are nothing but Krishna. In this word, the word dhata means creator. Not only are our father and mother parts and parcels of Krishna, but the creator, grandmother, and grandfather, etc., are also Krishna. Actually, any living entity being part and parcel of Krishna is Krishna. All the Vedas, therefore, aim only towards Krishna. Whatever we want to know through the Vedas is but a progressive step towards understanding Krishna. That subject matter which helps us purify our constitutional position is especially Krishna. Similarly, the living entity who is inquisitive to understand all Vedic principles is also part and parcel of Krishna, and as such is also Krishna. In all the Vedic mantras, the word Om is called Pranava, is a transcendental sound vibration, and is also Krishna. And because in all the hymns of the four Vedas, Samai, Yajur, Rig, and Atharva, the Pranava or Omkara is very prominent. It is understood to be Krishna.
Mhm. So what is Krishna saying here?
That he's all the Vedas, all the four Vedas,
Yeah,
and we all are we all are parent, grandfather, grandmother, all are parts and parcels of Krishna.
yeah, yeah. And he's saying the Omkar is also me.
Yeah.
The Omkar is also Krishna. So everything is coming from Krishna. Mm, okay. Because they are, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Material energy is Krishna's separated energy. So everything belongs to Krishna, and that's why it's being called Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Text 18. Gatir Bharta Prabhu Lakshi Nivasa Saranam Tuhar Prabhavaha Pralaya Thanam Nidhanam Vijam Avyayam. Translation. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting peace and the eternal seed. Resting place and the eternal seed. Purport. Gati means the destination where we want to go, but the ultimate goal is Krishna. Although people do not know it, one who does not know Krishna is misled, and his so called progressive march is either partial or hallucinatory. There are many who make as their destination different demigods, and by rigid performance of the strict respective methods, they reach different planets known as Chandraloka, Suryaloka, Indraloka, Maharloka, etc. But all such lokas or planets, being creations of Krishna, are simultaneously Krishna and not Krishna. Such planets, being manifestations of Krishna, the energy, are also Krishna, but actually they serve only as a step forward for realization of Krishna. To approach the different energies of Krishna is to approach Krishna indirectly. One should directly approach Krishna, for that will save time and energy. For example, if there is a possibility of going to the top of a building by the help of an elevator, why should one go by the staircase step by step? Everything is resting on Krishna's energy. Therefore, without Krishna's shelter, nothing can exist. Krishna is the supreme ruler because everything belongs to him and everything exists on his energy. Krishna, being situated in everyone's heart, is the supreme witness. The residences, countries, or planets on which we live are also Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate goal of shelter, and therefore one should take shelter of Krishna either for protection or for annihilation of his distress. And whenever we have to take protection, we should know that our protection must be a living force. Krishna is the supreme living entity. And since Krishna, the source of our generation or the supreme father, no one can be a better friend than Krishna, nor can anyone be a better well wisher. Krishna is the original source of creation and the ultimate rest after annihilation. Krishna is therefore the eternal cause of all causes.
So, what do we understand with this?
That Krishna is the ultimate destination, the ultimate goal, and we
Yeah,
should reach to him directly.
yeah. People think that the goal may be going to the planets of different demigods, but no, the ultimate Param Gatim, right? The ultimate destination is Krishna, Krishna Lok, Golok Vrindavan. So here Prabhupada is saying to approach him directly will save time and energy instead of indirect. Like taking a staircase, I'm sorry, going by the elevator to the top of a tower instead of taking the staircase. So everything belongs to Krishna. So, and Krishna is our best well wisher. Nobody can be a better friend than Krishna. And Krishna says that one who can understand that he is the supreme enjoyer, supreme proprietor, and that he is the best friend of every living entity, then we can become peaceful. Okay, let's go on there.
Yeah. Text 19. Tapami aham varsham nigrahanami utsajami cha amritam chaiva mrituscha sat asachaham Arjuna. Translation. O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Purport. Krishna, by his different energies, diffuses heat and light through the agency of electricity and the sun. During the summer season, it is Krishna who checks rain from falling from the sky, and then during the rainy season, he gives unceasing torrents of rain. The energy which sustains us by prolonging the duration of our life is Krishna, and Krishna meets us at the end as death. By analyzing all these different energies of Krishna, one can ascertain that for Krishna there is no distinction between matter and spirit, or, in other words, he is both matter and spirit. In the advanced stage of Krishna consciousness, one therefore makes no such distinction. He sees only Krishna in everything. Since Krishna is both matter and spirit, a gigantic universal form comprising all material manifestations is also Krishna, and his pastimes in Vrindavana, as two-handed Shama Sundara playing on a flute, are those of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah. So what is Krishna saying? What are we understanding?
That he's the one who provides the heat and the rain. He controls
Mm,
everything,
mm.
and there is no he's matter and spirit both.
Yeah, because both matter and spirit are his energies. Both are coming from him. He is also life and he is also death. So how much time a person is going to live in this body is ascertained by him. And when the time is up, he comes in the form of death. So we can see that he is the supreme controller. Yeah, he's controlling. We sometimes we wish, oh, it's too hot. I wish the sun was not there. But our wishing, I mean, not that the sun was not there, but rather the sun was covered by the clouds. But our wishing doesn't help. The sun is going according to Krishna's directions, rain according to Krishna's directions. So this create the Krishna, he has his pastimes with the gopis, pastimes in Vrindavan. That is his pastimes with the spiritual energy. He has his pastimes of creation. That's his pastimes with the material energy. Okay. So
Text, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Text 20. Trai Vidya Mam Soma Paha Puta Papa Yaj Nair Istva Swar Gatim Prar- Prarthayante Te Punyam Ashidya Surendra Lokam Ashnanti Divyam Divi Deva Bhogam. Translation. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. Purport. The word Trividya refers to the three Vedas, Sama, Yajur, and Rig. A Brahmana who has studied these three Vedas is called a Trivedi. Anyone who is very much attached to knowledge derived from these three Vedas is respected in society. Unfortunately, there are many great scholars of the Vedas who do not know the ultimate purpose of studying them. Therefore, Krishna herein declares himself to be the ultimate goal for the three Vedas. Actually, three Vedas take shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna and engage in pure devotional service to satisfy the Lord. Devotional service begins with the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra and side by side trying to understand Krishna in truth. Unfortunately, those who are simply official students of the Vedas become more interested in offering sacrifices to the different demigods like Indra and Chandra. By such endeavor, the worshippers of different demigods are certainly purified of the contamination of the lower qualities of nature and are thereby elevated to the higher planetary systems or heavenly planets known as Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, etc. Once situated on those higher planetary systems, one can satisfy his senses hundreds of thousands of times better than on this planet.
Okay, what do we understand with this verse?
That a person who has knowledge of all the Vedas called a Trivedi, and
Mm.
they also take shelter under the lotus
The
feet of
three
Krishna.
Vedas. Three Vedas
Three
is
Vedas.
called Trivedi. Then
Three Vedas. Okay.
Chaturvedi. Chaturvedi is who understands all the four
Acha
Vedas.
Chaturvedi. Okay.
Mm. Mm. So this is
Yes.
Trivedi.
Yeah. Trivedi takes shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna.
Yeah. So the
And
object of studying the Vedas means is to understand Krishna, right?
yeah.
Mm. And
And by chanting the Mahamantra,
mm,
trying to understand Krishna.
yeah, Prabhupada is mentioning devotional service begins with chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and understand Krishna in truth. So trying to understand Krishna in truth means hearing from the devotees from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So this is how devotional service begins. So then um, here Krishna is also saying that sometimes, actually rather mostly, what happens is people who are doing rituals, they do some sort of rituals, take up some endeavor to go to the heavenly planets where there is more enjoyment, heavenly planets, more beautiful, there is more opportunity for sense enjoyment. And Krishna is saying they're also worshipping me. They're worshipping me indirectly. So rather taking up the direct worship of Krishna, engaging in devotional service is better. Okay, let's go on.
Yeah. Text 21. Tetam bhuktva swarga lokam vishalam shine punya martya lokam vishanti evam trai dharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kama kama labhante. Translation. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. Purport. One who is promoted to the higher planetary system enjoys a longer duration of life and better facilities for sense enjoyment. Yet one is not allowed to stay there forever. One is again sent back to this earth upon finishing the resultant fruits of pious activities. He who has not attained perfection of knowledge, as indicated in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asya Yatha, or in other words, he who fails to understand Krishna, the cause of all causes, becomes baffled from achieving the ultimate goal of life and is thus subjected to the routine of being promoted to the higher planets and then again coming down as if situated on a Ferris wheel which sometimes goes up and sometimes down. The purport is that instead of being elevated to the spiritual world from which there is no longer any possibility of coming down, one simply revolves in the cycle of birth and death on higher and lower planetary systems. One should better take to the spiritual world to enjoy an eternal life full of bliss and knowledge and never return to this miserable material existence.
Yeah, so Krishna is saying that those who indirectly worship him by going to the heavenly planets, they have, of course, bigger or more sense enjoyment. And then what happens? Then what is he saying in this verse?
He is saying that ultimately, after um, they return again. They return again after all their karma are exhausted.
Yeah.
They have to return back to this material world.
No, well, heavenly planets is also in the material world. Even the
Yeah.
Swargalok, Indralok, Chandralok, that's also in the
Okay.
material world. But they have to return back on the Earth planet.
On planet Earth.
Yeah. So the karma to stay in the heavenly planets is finished. Then they come back to the Earth planet. And then again, they're going to take new karma. So we can
And
see
thus
that,
they are stuck in the cycle of birth and death.
yeah, because someone may be very attached to following the rituals for to go to the heavenly planets. But Krishna is saying, yeah, you will go to the heavenly planets, but you're still going to be here, stuck in the material world of birth and death. Rather, take up devotional service and come to the spiritual world. From the spiritual world, one never comes back to this material world. So Prabhupada is explaining it's like a Ferris wheel, sometimes going up, sometimes down. Going to the heavenly planets, then coming down again to the earth planet, or going even to the hellish planets. Yes, it's just like a cycle. So that's why Krishna is saying, take up devotional service and then live a eternal life. So let's see this. Okay, let's read this one also.
Text 22. Anyanyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesam nitya Bhiyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vahami Aham. Translation. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Purport. One who is unable to live for a moment without Krishna consciousness cannot but think of Krishna 24 hours a day, being engaged in devotional service by hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, rendering other services, cultivating friendship, and surrendering fully to the Lord. Such activities are all auspicious and full of spiritual potencies, which make the devotee perfect in self realization, so that his only desire is to achieve the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee undoubtedly approaches the Lord without difficulty. This is called yoga. By the mercy of the Lord, such a devotee never comes back to this material condition of life. Shema refers to this merciful protection of the Lord. The Lord helps the devotee to achieve Krishna consciousness by yoga, and when he becomes fully Krishna conscious, the Lord protects him from falling down to a miserable conditioned life.
So, who is the Krishna speaking about here? In the earlier two verses, he was speaking about
Yeah.
the Trivedis and those who are doing the rituals. And here, who is he speaking about?
He, over here, he's talking about his pure devotee who exclusively only meditates on Krishna 24 and
Mm,
thinks about 24 hours, thinks about Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting, hearing, offering, and worshipping him.
yeah, yeah. And then to the pure devotee, what is Krishna saying? What does he do?
Such a pure devotee, of course, he never comes back to this material condition of life.
Yeah, Krishna gives protection. He says, I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So Krishna helps them in their devotional service. He preserves their devotional service, he preserves their devotion, and whatever is lacking, he gives them that. So he offers all protection, he helps the devotee. So we can see, as Krishna says, Devi hi aisha gunamai, that this material world is very difficult to surpass, to cross. But one who surrenders to Krishna, then Krishna gives all protection. So the pure devotee is personally helped by Krishna. Because there's a relationship. The devotee loves Krishna and Krishna loves his devotee. So Krishna reciprocates also with the devotee by helping him in whatever way that is needed to bring him back to the spiritual world. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, we'll stop here.
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.